Excellent, hello.
Hello.
And welcome everyone to the regular meeting of the Willamina Public Library Board. October 21st, 2025, 6 p.m. We'll start with our roll call. Kyler Crook, here. Kipola Napoleon.
Here.
Emily Sims is running late, but we expect her to join us later. Chris Starr.
Here.
Rebecca Rice.
Here.
Lainey Sowell.
Here.
Robin Onstadt.
Here.
Mayor Vicky Hernandez.
Here.
Sarah Frost.
Here.
Katie Whistler.
Here.
That's it, and we have a guest tonight,
Pamela Chase.
Pamela Chase. Sorry, thank you.
Sarah, is this just supposed to be one page? Is there more to it?
For tonight's report, it's a
Okay,
one-page.
I just thought maybe I was missing something because it looked like it should have more. Okay, sorry. Just making sure. Thank you.
All right, so are there any changes to the agenda? No. Would anyone like to contest the meeting minutes from last month, September 16th?
Yes.
We have an uncontested meeting minutes. They are approved. And we don't have any presentations planned for tonight, so we can hop right into the regular agenda. The 2025-2026 co-chair. So
We actually have
this
two.
is,
Don't we have Pam as a presentation, or am I looking at the wrong?
Those were the minutes.
Oh, I'm like marking stuff on. I got the right page now.
so this is for, we need to get the co-chair elected, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we did not do that last month because there's too many people absent, right?
Yes.
Am I remember this right? Okay. So I think we were going to nominate Kipola to keep being the co-chair.
She wasn't here, that's why we did.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
And
right.
she thought she was being pretty slick.
Right?
We debated whether to do it and let you know.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So I nominate that we have Kipola Napoleon as co-chair again. So,
Is there a second?
Second.
Would you be okay with that?
Yes, I would be okay with that, thank you. Thank you for waiting for my present.
Alright,
Instead of just coming back and see.
then all in favor of Kipola being the co-chair for 2025-2026, say aye. Aye. Raise your hands for the video. We got unanimous. Then, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Okay, now the 2025-2026 policy work from Sarah Frost.
I did send out in this email, and hopefully you guys had a chance to look at it. And somewhere in your packet, at the very end of your packet, is the draft computer and internet use policy. Does anybody have any questions or feedback, or do you guys want some more time to look at it and we can revisit again next month?
I had a question. The category eligibility and usage, is this section supposed to only be talking about hardware, like using the computers here, or does it include the Wi-Fi?
That would be hardware, and should clarify as such to include any current or future hardware, so good call.
Yeah, it seemed like that was the case, but I wasn't 100% sure. And it tripped me up when I saw you weren't allowed to install and run programs. I was like, what if I was using my own computer? But that makes sense. Yeah, I thought these were good.
Any other feedback or questions? I'll make corrections then, and bring back a second draft. I'll send it out to you guys before the next meeting, so that at the next meeting, if there's no further discussion on it, then I can seek approval of this policy then. And I hope to also have for review next month, pet policy. and will be the next one that we have to get addressed pretty quickly.
That one should be pretty easy, right?
Yes.
Just service jobs, correct? Service animals, is that correct?
Yes, but we don't have anything that says that. A red sign on the door, but that doesn't seem to cut it. So, we've been challenged on it, and I don't have anything to say, but these are the rules. So now we need something that says, these are the rules.
I like it.
Are you in need of this being approved sooner than next month?
No.
No, okay.
Okay, so that's the plan for next month, is to approve any changes that you make.
Thanks.
Wonderful. And thank you for doing that. I know these are like very time consuming to sort of put together and think about and.
Favorite thing in the whole world.
Uh-huh.
Sitting on my computer, researching policies. Okay, thanks.
Alright, now we get to do the fun stuff. We get to hear the report for the library director report from Sarah. This is our state statistical report,
Yes.
and there's good numbers in there.
Yes, I'm very happy with the numbers. We did have some trends that went down and some trends that went up. And I just quickly snapshotted, like I do each year, the annual report for our library. However, if you looked at the packet I sent out to, like there's 20 pages of questions that I have to go through and answer. So I did not print that one out to include, but I will be printing that one out to keep in the binder. But I did email it all to you guys so that you can go through and look at all the numbers and look at all the data. But these are the ones that I think are probably just the most impactful when we're talking about statistics. When we say numbers tell our story, these are probably the numbers that capture the story the most. Just going through it really quick. The revenues is always the big one. Where's our money coming from? So $25,000 came from the CCRLS pot of money. The city covered $149,000 of our revenues, and then the other would be grants that we received last fiscal year. Hi, Emily. Yes, and then expenditures, of course, it's no surprise. Salaries are always the largest, partnered with benefits there. Our collection, which covers our print, audio, and video, and library of things. So that's our total collection that we circulate out to patrons, was about $6,000 in expenditures. And then all other ranges everything from building maintenance, contract services, eats up a lot of money. Yes, so, and that's all of that's broken out in that big report too, if you want to drill down on the expenditures part of it. Circulation stats, nothing jumped out at me on this one. We are a lending library, and we talk about that a lot. So we did loan almost 12,000 items out to the other libraries, which is a great number. It reflects a healthy collection and the staff and volunteers to get that stuff out our doors and into other libraries' hands. Whereas we only borrowed just shy of 3,500 items from other libraries. And we did circulate to 6,300 people who were not City of Willamina patrons. So they could live on the outskirts of Willamina, or they could come from Dallas, McMinnville, Newburgh. We've had people visit from Newburgh. So that's a really neat number to see as well. And then programming, we always run heavy programming, so we ran 137 programs last year, which I think is phenomenal given the turnover we experienced last winter, with 2,300 people who attended the various programs. And then this is where you can really see the change in staffing down below in the very small print, because we don't want to look at that. So my staff last year was myself, library assistant, and library clerk, all running at 0.8 FTE or 32 hours a week. And then we had some shifting, and now we have Amanda, Bethany, and Katie, who ended out the year on June 30th, along with our summer interns. For last year, those are the ones that get reflected in this report. Of course, this year we also had interns as well. 11 volunteers who underreported 617 hours. I'm just saying. So that number could have been higher, but still 617 volunteer hours is nothing to be shy about. We were open almost 1,200 hours. We do close the last calendar week of the year, which we'll do again this year. And in total, we had about 7,000 library visits during our open service hours. That does not include programs we have after hours or outside. That's service hours, patron visits. Questions about this? I am going to do a more formal presentation at next month's City Council meeting. I've already been asked to be put under the presentations tab along with LOL. So with our powers combined, I have a more broader presentation to give next month, which will kind of include some more breakdown of some of this. But I've already reached out to some of my partners. I have a teacher at the school district who already got back to me. The service integration team already got back to me. The CCRLS director already got back to me to give me quotes and feedback to also share at that presentation to really it's an opportunity to teach a very young city council about our library and all the amazing things we do and how our reach extends well past our four walls here. So we'll be doing that next month, and city council will be on Wednesday, November 12th at 6 p.m. at the fire station. If any of you would like to attend, Tyler and Capola will be joining me to help facilitate that presentation, as well as Marion will be giving me of our library statistics, and I'm sure Capola will have something to say. I mean, we haven't figured all that out yet. Great.
What was the time again?
6 p.m. And City Council does have in-person at the fire station or also a Zoom link as well. So.
But we love visitors.
We love visitors.
Love it.
Mayor loves visitors.
People show up.
And last meeting had a lot of visitors.
That was
That's a good one. Well, Sarah, I would just say this is awesome, and I know you probably don't hear it nearly enough, but you are amazing at what you do, what you bring to our library, and none of this would happen because of your dedication. So I think I probably can speak for all of us. Just thank you for what you do. We appreciate it.
I second that.
Thank you, Mayor. My job is done. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate that. So I give you guys the monthly stats, which all leads up to the statistical stats. So I did also include the monthly report in your packet somewhere in here. I did not put it in a good order, obviously, this time, for our September numbers. Funny enough, our September was the same as August, minus the programming, because we tried to cut back on programming in September to give us a break, but actually all other numbers, patron visits, uses of our pantry, circulation numbers, were just pretty much at the same or a few numbers higher, so that was fun. And we didn't slow down on the programming either, realistically, because I don't know how to say no. Nothing else really stood out on that one, except for the underreported 44 hours of volunteer time. Also in your packet, I did email out the August financials, but in your packet, I have since received the September financials, which reflects everything ending September 30th. So this is our first full quarter financials for July, August, and September. And we are right on track as far as expenditures, as far as I'm expecting for expenditures at the moment. Before I go into the next two topics, which is Baker and Taylor and CCRLS net lending, does anybody have any questions about the financials or the reports? So, Baker and Taylor, this library has been with Baker and Taylor for a long time, and then I sent recommitted this library to Baker and Taylor when I started 9 years ago, and have continued to build a really healthy relationship with Baker and Taylor. And like a lot of companies did.
Say what Baker and Taylor is.
Oh, thank you. Baker and Taylor, our book distributor, our primary book distributor. There's two major book distributors that serve libraries across the nation. Baker and Taylor being one of them, and Ingram Content is the other one. And then there's a handful of a bunch of other ones as well, smaller ones, and even Amazon's gotten in on it now, and they have Amazon Business for Libraries, I think is what they're calling it. So they're starting to get in on the pie as well. But Baker and Taylor, like a lot of companies, when the pandemic hit, it strapped them, and they did have a little bit of a juggle coming up out of the pandemic, and then, as we know, there was that period of time where we saw some prices soar, especially on paper, and we saw book prices kind of do a weird dance. And then Baker and Taylor just unfortunately weren't able to come back out of the financial strap they found themselves in. So they were hoping for a buyout. And when I was on my vacation, I was watching it, and it shook everybody a little bit, because I think everybody thought the buyout was going to go through, and it didn't at the very last minute. I forgot the music still playing, that just startled me. It's like, who's talking over there? Yeah, would you? Thank you, Katie. So all that's to say, they announced early at the beginning of this month that they were shuttering services by the end of the calendar year, so come January. So they literally, they canceled all back orders, they canceled all future pre-orders, which we had placed through December, and it left a lot of libraries kind of just high and dry. Unfortunately, from their end and our perspective, there was not healthy communication that went out to their customers. They basically cut their staff immediately. The people who are working to just close the doors and shut things down. So we have a $6,000 expenditure budget. 5 of that $6,000 is books. So while it's small for us, it's huge, because probably $4,000 to $4,500 of that budget goes to Baker and Taylor, and we had all of our pre-orders and our account well established. We had some great discount rates with Baker and Taylor from over the years. And now we're juggling that. So I did finally establish my account with Ingram Services, but they're feeling, I imagine, based on the conversation I had with a couple of people from Ingram, a lot of people are coming to them now. I saw some libraries posting in the different threads that they can't even get a new account. But I did finally manage to get an account, but I'm still waiting for all the back end stuff, mainly my discount rates. So luckily CCRLS has established discount rates that they've already negotiated with Ingram, because a majority of our libraries in CCRLS order through Ingram. But it's a kind of a back and forth game until I can actually place my first order with Ingram, probably. So I've already purchased all of October new material through Amazon. The downside to that is nothing's processed. So we have to do all of that in-house now. So we're doing all of our tech services. So there are costs associated with that as far as supplies go, for cataloging, book jackets, stickers, all the things that go into prepping the books. I don't know if I'll even have that service established with Ingram. That's another thing we have to work out. Just it'll depend on the costs, on whether it's worth it to do it in-house or through Ingram, because I won't get free shipping because I don't buy enough units. So small libraries struggle because we have no purchasing power with these book distributors like the larger libraries do. So sometimes it is harder for us to negotiate different rates. So eventually we'll get there. It's a lot of just kind of manpower at this point, trying to get all of the orders I already had with Baker and Taylor and switching those out. From checking in all the books that came in Amazon today, it's not a convenient process of going through the orders placed and to see which ones are here now and which ones we're still waiting on. It's not my preferred method to have 6 boxes of books show up, so we'll work through it. It just means some hiccups along the way, and it means that we've gone a few weeks. Nobody's noticed, I don't think. I haven't heard anybody complain yet that there's no new material on the shelf. The other thing this will impact is our rotating collection. Not being familiar with the rotating collection, what that is, CCRLS, other larger libraries have it too, they just fund their own, but CCRLS funds the small libraries to have a leased collection, and the kicker is amongst the small libraries, 3 or 4 times a year we rotate that leased collection amongst our small libraries. So we always have new material on the shelves. They're always within the last 2 years of their publication date. And by rotating, because we all pick titles to put into the leased collection, so we're getting fresh rotations and books that our patrons haven't seen before when we do that rotation. As long as I've been here, we've had a rotation of some kind. The last company we were doing a lease agreement with, it didn't work out, so CCRLS went to Baker and Taylor, and with the shuttering of Baker Taylor, we'll lose our leasing collection as well, and there will not be a replacement for that. So our small libraries are meeting, small library directors are meeting in November to discuss what does that mean for our small libraries, because that's a lot of new books to not have on the shelf in our communities, and then also to have that discussion at the larger director level to seek guidance and or approval for how we as small libraries would like to move forward with that $15,000 to continue supporting the small libraries. So it's a little bit of a budget hiccup because that's extra. That's not things we buy, that's things CCRLS buys, and it enhances our small collections because we have small budgets. That was a lot. Do you guys have questions about that?
Is preparing books to be shelf ready, is that something that volunteers can do? I know at LOL there was some excitement about doing book repair stuff, and that seems related. Because that's like putting the covers on, doing the, is there an RFID that has to get stuck in and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, there's, yes, and I'll be training Marion on Thursday hopefully to do book jackets. Any of my staff could tell you how crazy I am about book jackets. So I have to do the training and I have to approve that they're done to expectation. But yeah, I do have people who are eager and interested in doing that to hold us over until we figure out what the future holds. And if I can get away with doing it in-house, and it isn't a burden on staff capacity, it quite honestly could be that it could end up cheaper in the long run. I just have to look and analyze all the costs of what I'm gonna see go up and purchasing those extra supplies versus the unknown rate that Ingram can give me for doing in-house processing.
I'm more than happy to try and wrap. I mean, I'm really good at wrapping. I mean, honestly, I'm meticulous. I mean,
And Rebecca's been really good about reporting her volunteer.
I'm getting better.
So yes, that is one of those things that can be done in-house, so.
That seems like that would affect the cost of books more than just about anything else, like even more discounts, just the labor cost.
Labor cost is the big one, for sure. And luckily, by purchasing with Amazon, I didn't take a huge hit. Ever since Amazon Business started offering discounted rates on retail prices, you have to have the Amazon Business account, which we have. But it fluctuates, right? Where I had some established discounts, their discounts are right on what they've set for the price of the material. So it's very fluctuate. Where I saved on one book, I spent more on another book when I did my orders for October. And I don't like a lot of waste, like all those books being shipped in that many boxes with 2 or 3 books in a box, it's a lot of waste. Not that I'm crazy about that, but I'm a little crazy about that. And look, they had a volunteer break down all the cardboard today. So that's the Baker and Taylor thing, so we're in the process of just shifting gears a little bit. In the meantime, we won't see any new books added to the rotation leased collection, and we are a few weeks behind, and probably will be just a few more weeks behind on getting new material out onto the shelves. And we're not alone. There are libraries all across the nation, some small, some much larger. Grateful to be a small library dealing with this, who are trying to shift gears really fast, including within CCRLS too. Which brings me to CCRLS net lending. So, real quick explanation on net lending. CCRLS has established net lending. The theory, because people have changed over the years, is that net lending once upon a time was created to encourage the different libraries to offer up their collections to the other libraries and really start sharing their material. And not knowing that history, it established this process of, well, if you are a lending library, if you loan out more than what you're asking to borrow, there's a financial benefit or reward for you for lending more than you borrowed. For some of us, we weren't actually a net lending library once upon a time, but we have been consistently for the last 8 years now. But there are others who just, that's an impossible feat. Like so it's not a very equitable number, as far as there are some libraries that just would never be, especially once you start getting up in size. They're borrowing everybody's library books instead of being able to lend out all their library books. That said, next budget year, we're gonna see the net lending shift and change, and it will not be part of our revenues, potentially anymore.
It will not be part of
Our revenues, so right now I think last year, I need to look at this year already in net lending, we've received $3,100 in net lending in Q1 for being a lending library. So what the shift will be is to going to a more equitable pot of money and distributing based on percentages. And I have not looked over all of the paperwork, and I don't know how set in stone it is. I missed that director's meeting because I was out on vacation, and the minutes and the video have not been made available just yet, so I can go play catch up. But it's something we've been talking about for years, and I knew this was coming, I just didn't know when. And since I serve on the CCRLS Advisory Council, it's been a talking point there for a number of years, as well as how do we make that pot of money more equitable for our libraries, because we can all use it. So we just don't know what that looks like yet. There's still discussions around it, but by next fiscal year, we won't necessarily see a net lending check come to us for being a lending library. We could see that pot of money distributed differently, but it would probably be less than what we're used to seeing, again, just because it would be spread out more evenly amongst the libraries. So there will be a change in our revenues next fiscal year because of that change. Hold on, I know I've got some good news to share here somewhere. Questions about that? Net lending is kind of one of those things that just is, but probably shouldn't, because we all lend to each other now. There's no reason to say, oh, I'm a lending library. We all lend to each other now. There's not a library amongst us that isn't sharing their material. So it probably makes sense by now to kind of shift gears a little bit on that pot of money. And I've been an advocate for it. I've been in support of us changing that net lending policy over the years. So, because there's some of the smaller libraries, we're very well established in our lending, but there are other smaller libraries that I know could definitely use some of that pocket of money that they're not able to have access to. So, all right, that's all of my report. I won't talk anymore. I know, sorry.
Alright, then we can move on to library board member reports. The chair report has nothing to report. Everything's great. Don't worry about it. LOL report.
Okay.
Got some good stuff to pull in.
Well, if you missed it on social media, join us at the city council meeting next month, but we had a year in review post on Facebook and Instagram that shows our statistics for Love Our Library, which was really fun to see how much money we raised, the volunteer hours, our fundraisers, grants, all sorts of fun things, so check it out. And one thing that I wasn't here to report in September is we did receive a $1,000 grant from First Federal, and we were able to buy more food, lunches for the kids to end the summer program, to feed them all here at the library. And so if, I think they posted that online as well, so you maybe saw First Federal post us with our big check, which was fun to be a part of. Those are always fun, you know, to get those huge checks. I would just want one to put on the wall somewhere. Currently, we just had our officers meeting, and we no longer have an interim board. We have official officers where I am the president. We have Rebecca Rice, president. Vice president. We have Pamela McGivney as our secretary. And we have Marion Lucas as our treasurer. Chris, what was the thing? You had a great name for Marion for the treasurer, and I forgot it. It's in my notes from the fundraising meeting. Marion Lucrative, yes. And then we have Tyler Crook here as our parliamentarian. I don't know how to say it.
Oh, you sound so good.
Did I?
You did that
So we have fun names at LOL, and if you want to laugh, just come and join us on the first Tuesday of every month. We changed our meeting time to 6 p.m. so you can join us then, and have a good fun time. For fundraising, we have the bake sale coming up for. We have a couple flyers, but I'll just hold one up now. Our elevated bake sale here at the library during the art tour. We will be featuring graphic artist Tyler Crook, and there's going to be sweet and savory items. We have Dutch Delights, Sweet Addictions, Busy Bee Baking, and Mountaintop Bakery are donating items for us to sell, as well as all of our volunteers who do amazing baking as well. But come and join us for some sweet and savory treats, and all the proceeds go to support our wonderful library. Bottle Drop Give is happening again, so if you have cans that you want to bring to us, we're not doing an actual drive day, but November 15th through December 2nd, Bottle Drop will match 20% of whatever we turn in during that time. So
You can just bring cans here to the library or.
yeah, and if you want to put them in the bags for us, that's a really helpful way. If you go to McMinnville or Dallas Safeway, or the McMinnville Redemption Center, then you can drop them for us. You just scan the tag on the bag and throw it in, which is really helpful. Otherwise, we will have some volunteers stopping by to try to take the load off of this lady right
And
here.
you have the blue bags here.
Yes, and we'll have some at art tour as well, because we'll be promoting that during art tour to maybe get folks to take bags and drop them for us. Skyhorse, yeah. Yeah, we
That's
do
our
have a little
art tour.
LOL cart at Skyhorse as well.
What's the dates again for art tour? I know I've written down like 5 places. but-
November 7th and 8th.
Thank you.
Bottle Drop, and then the Murder Mystery fundraiser will be coming up in February 2026. Stay tuned on social media for save the dates and other fun announcements of when we will sell tickets. So, 2 nights this year, 2 nights.
Oh, that's exciting.
Awesome.
That's all I have, thank you.
Thank you. Rebecca Rice, you have stuff about programming and trainings?
Well, I've been, I attend pretty much every ALA seminar that comes up now. And I would recommend anybody that can do that. It is sitting in a, you know, they're becoming another library world for me. I'm listening to librarian people from all over the country, and just the listening to them talking about fundraising and what's going on in the library community is, I think, very valuable. And on a personal level, it kind of gets frustrating that nobody in this group is, I'm not able to have any,
You can't talk to
I
anybody
can't
about
talk to anybody about what I'm hearing and what I'm learning, and, but I would just seriously, they're very valuable, and I'm just gonna put it out there that, you know, it's an hour, and one of the things that I've learned is if you register for them and record, you know, they do recordings for all of them. Once you've registered, you have access to those recordings. So even if you can't make it at the scheduled time, by having it recorded, you can always go back at your own leisure and listen to them. And you know, I've listened to some that I have got so much from, and they get me so buzzed. And and it's all just here in my head. Or I drive everybody crazy around me. It's like, let's do this, you know. But I just, you know, I'm gonna just put it out there, and I know Sarah has sent the links out. But they're just, I listened to one today about a documentary that's coming out. And that's coming out, that we're gonna possibly get a free kit for a screening of it, which is becoming around the country something that's bringing in a lot of money for libraries, and it's encouraging that. So I just want to put that out there. And I'm also going to be working with Sarah, trying to help motivate the programming here in the library. But another plug for ALI, because it's a really valuable service. And right now we're getting free, Oregon pays for the trainings. So it's, who knows how long that's gonna stay.
And I also have a membership, so we have access through my ALA paid membership at the library too, that we can gain access to the trainings as well. And so I wanted to share, well, Sarah, share the ALA website, American Library Association. They do have an e-learning section and all of the different subjects. They have great content. There's really no way of getting about it. And then the one that she listened to today and was just talking about is this documentary, Free for All, the public library. And she got the information today, and I was able to send off for possibly a free streaming kit. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But this has been an awaited for documentary in library lands. I knew when they were first talking about this, and so now it's starting to make its way out to the libraries and on which service?
PBS.
PBS, thank you. It's available as well.
If you're paid, you can
Paid.
have access right now to it. If you're an OPB member, PBS, you can actually get it now. You can see it now, the documentary. And you can also set your own account up at ALA and go, you know, and then track your seminars and what you've taken. I recommend it.
Awesome.
That's it.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, Robin, do we have any news from school land?
Well, news, no, it's my least favorite part. Now, anyway, so what I have been doing, we've been doing, I implemented a meet the authors, and we're doing authors of the month. So I picked 4 authors and I put them up on the bulletin board, and then each grade does something different to learn about them, which is actually pretty interesting because I've already learned stuff. But so the older kids do, like, I made up a little biography and they look up the answers, and then the younger kids either do activity sheets or craft that goes. So last week we did Mo Williams, which is the pigeon books, and even more than, picking an elephant, and then this week we're doing Dave Pilkey. So today we did dog's breath, and it was pretty fun with the little kids with the dog with bad breath, but so it's interesting because the kids are really getting into it, and then they can learn a little bit about an author and then want to read the books. So I have at least 25 already made for the year. I'm just gonna do one a week. Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I did have a high schooler thinking that the authors were coming to the thing, and she was very disappointed. She's like, "Have I missed them?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, they're not coming." I'm like, "Oh, really bad." She was excited, but I'm like, "You're welcome to read the biography." But I mean, there's even authors like Erin Hunter. I had no idea there's no Erin Hunter with the Warrior books. She's like 5 different writers that write the whole series. Had no idea. So it's the weird things that, and like Mo Willems, I always said Mo Williams until I started, I'm like, why have I, and even, my coworker was like, why have we been saying that all along? We just put him under W. So it's kind of fun to learn different things. So even I'm learning. But that's about it.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
All right, Mayor Hernandez, do we have anything fun from the city to hear
I got a
about?
couple little notes I was thinking of. So first of all, I know it's on the calendar, but Trunk or Treat is on, of course, Halloween night, from 5:30 to 7 over here in the parking lot. If you haven't, you can still sign up, even though the deadline is passed or whatever. You can get a hold of City Hall, or you can even register on site. And last I heard, at council last week, we'd only had like 10 people signed up. So I know there's a few other trunk or treats going on in the neighborhood, in the area. But if you have never done it, you're kind of on the fence, it's just so much fun. I've done, this will be my husband and I, our 4th year doing it. And it's just really fun. The kids are so excited, and yeah, it's a good time. So something to think about. They just love it because everything is in one spot. It's safe for the kids. And then of course they can go back and do their neighborhoods and stuff, but it's a lot of fun. So the city, they're dressing up as Grease. They have a Grease theme this year, so you'll see lots of pink poodle skirts and all that jazz. So anyway, so just wanted to remind you of that. It's a lot of fun. I saw that Bridget gave you an update about Huddleston Pond. It is temporarily fixed for now, so we don't have to worry about the pond giving away and going down the river when we get some heavy rains. That was a big concern, was with winter coming, there was definitely some challenges, but we got the approval, all the stars in alignment right at the last minute, and we were able to get it done, because we had a September 30th deadline. We had to have it done by then, because after that, they don't do any work in the water anymore because of the changing weather, etc. So that is done. We are still continuing to look for funding to continue to move forward with that and make it more permanent. Also continuing to work on looking for lenders, grants, etc. for the water sewer project, so that's always on the works. And then we did fill our positions on council, so we do have a full city council once again, so that was nice. We elected to, or appointed 2 people at our last meeting, so we have a full council, so that's always fun. So yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, just having fun, taking names, having fun.
Just cooking along.
Always come to a council meeting. Rebecca comes all the time now, and you come and learn things. I mean, it's interesting when you come, and when I first got into the whole city thing, you just learn so much that you didn't know about how to run a city, kind of like running a library. So much.
The thing, not only that, I've learned so much just about the community itself. It's not a bad thing to just
Come and learn.
yeah.
And kind of understand, one of the big things we hear a lot, and I'm sure you all hear it, we all deal with it, is the constant, water rates, such a big thing. Water bills, how much. But when you come and learn why, it's like, do you want to have water? Do you literally want to turn on the faucet and have water come out? Do you want to have a toilet in your house, or did you want to have an outhouse? It's not like we're just spending money foolishly. It's like our infrastructure, along with the infrastructures of most small cities across the country, are hitting their breaking point. They're all older than dirt. And it's time, and so when people don't understand that, they just see money, which I get. We all have budgets, I understand that. But when you start to put it in perspective and really understand, we're not being wasteful, we're not spending foolishly. And as we all know, the cost of everything, including supplies, have continued to rise. And so it's just that, finding that balance. So, those are things that if more people would come and hear these kinds of things and come and ask those questions and get that information, that would be.
And instead of just complaining on Facebook about,
Exactly.
let's have an audit, well, if you got to the city every, you'd learn all these things.
Oh, and probably the last thing, it's not quite here yet, but July, December will be here before we know it. First weekend, I guess the first Saturday in December will be the Christmas parade. Are you guys gonna do like a library float or something fun like that in the parade this year?
Does anybody wanna tell her?
What?
I'm a Grinch.
Maybe you're doing,
Lights are up again. I'll get up at the next meeting.
Yeah, let me see, I'm gonna be here first.
But that's right around the corner, it'd be a great time to start thinking about that. Of course, that was put on by the city, and yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So, I'm done, thank you.
The only thing I would add is that if you can't be at a city council meeting in person, you can get the Zoom link off the city website.
Absolutely. And we're very mindful, Crystal does a great job of keeping an eye on that. If you do have questions, you can hit the little button. She does keep an eye on who's online and making sure if they do have questions or comments that we do respond. So definitely 6 p.m. And we usually last, we shoot for an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, but we've had a lot of stuff going on. And we do laugh. We are not stuffy. I will give you that much. I am not a stuffy person, and I randomly say things that I probably shouldn't, and so join in the fun. We have a good time. Don't we, Sarah?
Yes.
So, okay,
All right.
thank you.
Alright, I don't think we have any other reports, so we can move on to public input. Is there any public input? Yes.
Last month, I talked about my, YouTube channel. My husband and I now are asking, libraries, I haven't asked Grand Ron yet, but I'm going to ask Grand Ron, and he's talked to Kaiser. If we can come in with equipment, we will say on the show where we are. So we'll say, we're in Willamette Library, and I will read the books on camera and give credit to the library that we're in, and we're gonna travel around to the different small libraries like that and film and do my story time. So we would like to have access to Willamette, and the equipment is we bring all the equipment that we need with us. There's not anything that anybody here needs to do. I'm eyeballing those chairs over there thinking those are perfect. So I would like to maybe get together with you after maybe and look at our schedules and see how we can arrange that. And like I said, I still gotta contact Grand Ron, and he's talking to Kaiser, so
That's great.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and I was looking at your calendar, and it says early literacy adventures ages 3 to 5. I mean, the books that I read are perfect for that age group. I do read a little bit longer stories on occasion, but most of them are really, like 2 or 3 sentences per page kind of a thing, and they're the cardboard books. And so I've been sending the links to my grandchildren, and they've been eating them up. So
And thank you for sending the link to us, because I shared it.
there are
Bethany
more.
as well.
Yeah, there's more that have been put up, and he's right now he's editing the next 3. We just did 3 more, and we did one randomly while we were in Baker City for another event. We were in the hotel room, and we're like, okay, well, we got some time to kill, let's film another episode, so. But yeah, we would love to come and profile your beautiful library here and give you credit and then read books for children again, so.
Oh, yeah, that sounds wonderful. You won't get a no out of me.
Well, thank you very much. My husband and I both appreciate that.
Yeah, we'll connect and get it sometime on calendars.
Okay.
Yes, I love that, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, then we can go over the calendar.
I don't think I missed anything. I don't think. Fundraising committee meetings.
Oh yeah, I didn't even say that, thank you.
we will be closed on Veterans Day. We'll be closed Thanksgiving the day after and that Saturday after. And then we will be closed for our end of year winter break. Basically what that does is it allows me to give my staff all their earned holiday pay without going over in hours by doing all those closures, because everybody is 0.4 FTE or less, depending on which staff member it is. So by closing, I don't have to worry about working by myself during the holidays, and not go over in labor as well during the holidays. Plus, it's a nice break for us.
With, Veterans Day? No, not the day. Yeah, falling on Tuesday, that's our normal council day, so that's why for the month of November, our council meeting is on Wednesday night, day after. Normally council is Tuesdays at 6, but it is a holiday, so it'll be, for November, it'll be on that Wednesday instead.
And next month will be our last board meeting of the calendar year, as we will recess in December.
Let's have a party.
All right, well then that does it. We have successfully had a library board meeting. It is 6:51 and we are adjourned.